Now, I'd like to welcome you all here. Wonderful, beautiful day today. I was up in Chilliwack yesterday. We had some very cold weather, and the day before that we had some snow in that area in Fraser Valley. I think we're quite fortunate we actually don't have snow here that often compared to most people across Canada, because I actually have friends up in Alberta, and they're telling me like there are 30 centimeters of snow. I mean, they thought they were done that. We're now, people talk about global warming, we're just joking about this morning. That's not global warming, that's global cooling. We're supposed to get tropical weather. This is called Canadian California. So, anyways, I didn't know what to say too much today, but because my mind was on my best friend, Dale Haggerty. And plus, I was just basically doing a second party last night I did for a family up in that area. And I was actually quite fortunate. I met a lady who actually was a famous actress up in California. She's 94 years old. And I can't remember her last name, but I had her card in my pocket, took it out, put the table up, picked it up. But this woman was quite phenomenal. She had done so much on stage. She traveled the world. And she was so involved during the Second World War of her singing. She said when she was a girl, 7 years old, she was picked out as a twin sister. She was a twin sister from a family, but her twin was actually died at 9 months old. But she was 7 years old, and she was chosen by a group of people in a play that when they heard her play, heard her voice, just singing, they just took her from the stage and said, "You're going to sing with us. We're going to do a trip across Canada, across the United States, across the world, and you're going to be really, really famous." And so she had a very long Spanish name, so they shortened it, and it was called Aviola, the last name they gave her. And it was Anna Maria Francesca Aviola. And she just gives me that shivers. She has a beautiful voice, and she always did things for free to teach someone. If she felt that person had a beautiful voice or had a wonderful presence, she said she could see through people's eyes and tell if that person telling their truth, if they're really going to be good in this world or they're going to have difficulties. Even though she herself never played that psychic role, or just even knowing that, we didn't use that word intuition. She just knew. She walked up to you and she says, "I could see in your eyes, you'd be very famous." So she at times would actually take that person aside. She says, "I want to train you. I'm not going to charge you. I'm going to train you." She took this one young girl, and she offered to her teachings, her skills, to a 7-year-old girl. And the girl now today is 22 years old, and she now is a famous singer. So she knew herself, just by listening to her voice, that she had the talent. Plus, this woman actually, she spoke 9 different languages. So she had the ability to do all these things, but she also went through the German war. She had the Second World War. She actually experienced all of it. She saw so many things that were devastating to her, but she smiled. She said, "I don't care how bad, how traumatic the things are in this world, I'm still going to give someone a smile to make them feel good." And that's what she did. She always had a smile on her face. She was so cute. Because you look at her, the way she put on her makeup. There was a commercial years back where this woman, there was an elderly couple on this plane, and the plane gave it, the woman's in the washroom, and she was trying to put on her lipstick, and she somehow stroked across her face, and then she looked at her husband and said, "Is it on straight?" Right? Always cross this way. Well, her poor eyebrows, I guess she must have had to cause because her hands were shaking, and she was like this and up that way. But she tried her best to appear before you as a wonderful, dignified person. And I admired her for that, because no matter how we try to appear before people, there are people out there that like to criticize you for how you dress, or how you look, or how you should be. And Barb and I yesterday, we were involved in the homelessness program. We're asked to come up here in White Rock and to be involved. And we find it's important for us in this church, in this congregation, to share their needs for those people that are homeless, those ones that actually don't have. There are people out there that are couch surfers, the people that don't have any place to stay living in the streets. And at times out there, people will just either, you see somebody out beside the highway or side of the road, and you've got a little sign, and he has a squeegee in his hand, he's offering, come to your car and shining light, he's looking for a coin to survive. And, they may look really sad, and you think, well, why don't you go get a job, guy? You think to yourself, why don't you go get a job? But it's difficult. God's calling.
Messages from this side.
Yeah. But we always have a tendency thinking that we can't or we shouldn't because we think that guy himself should go get a job. It is rather difficult for guys like him. His appearance won't be accepted. And we don't know how his education is. Now, yes, mind you, there are people out there today like to use that, take advantage of us that are not homeless at all and to play, the fake role. But that's very few. But there are people out there that we need to offer our services to help them. We are very fortunate. Even though we can sit in the chair and say, well, I'm having this problem, this financial problem, this financial problem. You think to yourself, how financially badly in debt are you compared to that person living in the street? How financially in bad need are you in this world when that person is surviving, waiting for that next piece of food and put it into his or her hand? We see ourselves thinking that we should think of ourselves being thankful that this is what we have. No matter how small a life we've got, or how big it is. But it's important we need to offer our services to help people out there. So my wife, what she did one time, about a month ago, she saw this girl approach a couple people looking for some money, or some basic, she wanted something for food. She was hungry, she looked like she was hungry. My wife went into the store and chased her around the whole neighborhood. She came out with a bag of food. Chased her around the whole neighborhood. She couldn't find her, and she finally found her. She walked up to her and she said, "This is for you." The girl was in fear. She was in shock. She's like, here's a bag of food for you. And my wife put some coins in there for her, so she needs something to get for herself for later. But my wife felt it was important. No matter what it was, she thought herself intuitively that girl needed that help. And it was important. That's what we want to do. So if you have a good a moment in your life that you feel you need to help somebody who's homeless, or if you know somebody in that street, you've seen them dealing with something, it doesn't hurt to take a few minutes of your time to walk up to them and say, "Here, I'm going to give you some food. I'll give you a coin." Whether it's a loony or a toonie,